All right, guys, let's get into this because, boy, oh boy, oh boy. The world is crazy right now. World is crazy right now. But if you like these videos, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you don't like these videos, I can't do anything for you. But let's get into the news today because stuff's getting crazy, man. Stuff is getting crazy. First, a little good news. A little bit of good news because I've been hammering this story hard. Um, you have suspect arrested in the murder of retired St. Louis police officer David Dorn. It was Stephen Cannon, a 24-year-old St. Louis man, was arrested and charged with first-degree murder in the shooting of retired St. Louis Police Department Captain David Dorn. CBS News reported. Um, this guy was a hero, man. This guy was a hero. 35-year career. St. Louis, retired, shot dead over a TV. You want to say Black Lives Matter? This guy's life mattered. This guy's life mattered. This is a tragedy. George Floyd was a tragedy, but this is a tragedy. And this is the reason that you don't capitulate to the mob. That's exactly what Democrats all over the country have done. You realize that every major city in America where all of this inequity is run by Democrats. If Democrats really believed in what they were saying, they would have changed this a long time ago. But it ain't about black people. It ain't about black people. It's not about George Floyd. It's not even about him. It's about driving the wedge between the average American. It's about driving the wedge between white people and black people so deep that you start a race war. This is what George Soros has been looking for a long time. He wants to take America down. He said it. The words came out of his mouth. The guy has been wanting a race war for a long time. He's tried to go after the United States economic system. It hasn't worked. He's tried to go after Republicans. It hasn't worked, but this will work if George Soros succeeds with the help of Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Senator Tim Scott and Trey Gowdy ripped the idea of defunding the police. Single dumbest idea I've ever heard. Yeah, it's a single dumbest idea I have ever heard. And Tim Scott, that guy right there, every time he goes back to South Carolina, he gets pulled over by the cops. Every single time. When he comes back to South Carolina from the Senate. Now, it might be because he's black. It might be because the police officers don't like him because he's a black Republican. You never know. You don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. But every time this guy comes back from Washington, D.C. to do the work for his constituents, somebody is pulling him over. He's bitched about it on many occasions. But does he want the police there? Yeah, he wants the police there. He wants the police there to take care of the businesses in his district. He wants the police to take care of the people in his district. Does that mean that there's going to be bad cops? Yeah. You know, the single best idea that I have heard coming out of all of this? Do away with the police unions. Do away with the police unions that protect all of their police no matter what they do. Take away the immunity. Now, that is that's a slippery slope. That's a slippery slope because just about anybody can accuse anybody of anything. And if you don't have the proof on your side, guess what? You're going down, man. Going down. But there are things that we can do to make law enforcement better in this country. There are things that we can do. You don't have to burn down the entire system. Terry Crews tries to promote racial unity and gets told to shut up, yo, beep, ass. Now, racism comes from a lot of places, doesn't it? And it's not where you think it's coming from, usually. Usually it's not coming from where you think it's coming from. Racism is coming from all over the place right now. You want to talk about the Ku Klux Klan, man? I mean, you're talking about 4 people in Arkansas with flippers. That's what you're talking about. Not everybody is a white supremacist, and to cast this blanket and say all white people are racist because they're white. Okay, okay. Let's talk about that for a minute, because guess what? You have 20-year-old Antifa members who are in league with Black Lives Matter, by the way, burning your cities to the ground, giving the Nazi salute. And you want to say that I'm a racist just because I'm white? No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. You got to know who Terry Crews is. Terry Crews has had a hard time in Hollywood. Hard time in Hollywood. Former NFL player, decides he wants to start acting, get out of the football biz, start acting. Guess what? Man, he's written a book. He's talked about it a lot, about the crap that he had to go through in Hollywood. He is a Me Too beast. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Black lives matter, unless you disagree with us, and then your life doesn't matter anymore. Terry Crews. I don't get it, man. Minneapolis City Council is wanting to dismantle their police department. Jesus Christ. To be Lord of the Flies. To be Lord of the Flies. You're already seeing a lot of companies that don't want to come back to Minneapolis. You're seeing a lot of companies that don't want to come back to the south side of Chicago. Where the hell are you going to get your food at? Where are you going to get your food at? You're going to see a mass exodus out of these large liberal-run cities. There's going to be a mass exodus out of those cities. Your companies are going to leave. Your people are going to leave, and it's going to look like Detroit. Minneapolis right now looks like a frickin' war zone. You'd think you were in Somalia. You'd think you were in Baghdad. You go through Minneapolis right now. And these liberal politicians are saying, burn it down. But guess what? You have aldermen. You have aldermen in these cities that are trying to keep these businesses in these cities. Well, it ain't working. Some companies are saying, hey, we're out, dude. We're out. Ain't coming back. That grocery store you burn out, ain't coming back. The convenience store you burn out, ain't coming back. The Target you burn out, ain't coming back. How you going to get your food? How are you going to be able to live if you get what you want? No police in those hoods. Well, guess what? No police in those hoods means no stores in those hoods. No food in those hoods. No Nikes in those hoods. Are you even thinking this through? Or is your brain so warped by liberal philosophy and that SJW mentality that you can't think past your emotions, that you cannot use the logical side of your brain to war game this shit out and see what would happen if you got what you want? You don't want police in your neighborhood? Fine. You're not going to have the necessities either. But hey, let's do, and I would say all of the Democrats right now that are all, oh, screw you, Donald Trump, we'll do whatever we want. Okay, that's fine. No federal funding for you. You let people run through your streets and burn it down. You let people run through your streets and intimidate people. You let people. You still don't want people to go to work right now because it's not safe with COVID-19. But you can go and you can burn down a store, and they're not gonna give you any penalties. They're just gonna let you go. Have a good day, sir. Because the mayors in these cities are saying, if they were rioting, don't give them any, don't charge them. They'll pull you into the station. They'll let you go. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And one other thing, yeah, police officers are resigning at a scary rate because they know that their mayors don't have their blacks. There is a mass exodus out of the NYPD right now. Thank you, Bill de Blasio, because I have friends on the NYPD and they don't. Man, that guy does not have your back. If 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 you're in the NYPD and Bill de Blasio is railing you and not the people that are burning your city to the ground, quit. Quit. It's not safe. Don't do it, man. Johnny P, John Paul, get out. Get out. Come out here to Oregon, man. Come out here to Oregon. Not Portland. Portland is crazy. But the rest of the state, pretty sane. I don't know what to tell y'all, man. I don't know what to tell y'all. The world has gone crazy. And it's just going to get crazier from here on out. But it'll be fun to watch. It'll be fun to watch. It'll be a good time. Because all of these mayors and all of these liberals that are now bowing down, bowing down. Democrats are bowing to Black Lives Matter. We had the mayor of Minneapolis in front of Black Lives Matter groveling. And then when they asked him to dismantle the police department, he said, I'm not going to do that. And they booed him, called him all kinds of horrible names, and told him to get the F out of there. This country's gone plumb crazy, people. It's gone plumb crazy. And it's going to get crazier. But it'll be a good time. It'll definitely be a good time. Keith Ellison in Minneapolis, my fear is he overcharged the police officers. And Keith Ellison, you have to understand who Keith Ellison is. He held up a Antifa playbook, okay, and is in support of Antifa. And Keith Ellison, the fear is that he overcharged these officers in this case on purpose. Because if a jury doesn't find them guilty, there will be more unrest. See, this is the way it works. You get the charge, you charge somebody with the crime. If you know they committed it, I mean, it's on videotape, right? Okay, so you charge them with the crime that you know that you're going to get a conviction for. But anything less of murder is not good enough, right? Because people don't understand how law works, right? So murder one is I come out of my house, I have a plan to go over to that person's house and murder them, right? So the police officers that day, they didn't have a plan to kill George Floyd. They didn't seek him out. They didn't want to kill him that day. Whether it was an accident or they didn't believe him when he said he couldn't breathe or anything like that. So that's not murder one. So murder two is a little bit higher of a crime probably than they should be convicting for, right? So aggravated manslaughter, something like that would be a crime that they know that they can get a conviction for. Keith Ellison's not doing that. He's going higher than the conviction that he knows he can get. Now, to back that up, you can charge him with, say, murder two or aggravated manslaughter or all of these other crimes. That's not what they're doing. It's not what they're doing. They're not trying to get the conviction that they know they can get. They're trying to get the conviction that they want, right? And that's not going to work out for them. It's not going to work out for them. Because if you don't get the conviction that you want, Black Lives Matter will start burning cities again. And there's a lot of people on the internet now kind of saying, wait a minute, they're trying to get it done again. American cities will be a wasteland. American cities will be a wasteland if that happens. People will be fleeing to the country. And you're trying to get Donald Trump out of office. Trying to get Donald Trump out of office. It's not going to work if you're terrorizing people. It's not going to work if you're terrorizing people. There are stealth voters. There are those people that say, okay, Donald Trump wants the army in the street. Yeah, we need the army in the street, and we're going to vote for Donald Trump. So, take it for what it's worth, I guess. I'm going to keep on reading the news because that's what I do. So, you all have a good day. You all have a safe evening. Try to survive this. If you're in Minneapolis or New York or Seattle or Portland, Oregon, man, get the hell out while you can. Get the hell out while you can, because the protesters died down in Washington D.C. as a direct result of Donald Trump bringing in the National Guard, and then media personalities say, well, the protests were mainly civil that day. Yeah, well, the night before it was fucking burning down, dude. So they brought in the National Guard and they moved everything a block back, try to save the church, and they were just railing against Donald Trump for doing that. And now there are no violent protests, with a few outliers in Washington D.C. And yet you have liberal mayors and liberal governors all around the country saying, Donald Trump, keep your National Guard out of our cities. Okay. Anybody that denies the National Guard to help come and bring peace back to their cities, they should not get any federal funding to rebuild their cities. Not any. You made the choice. You made the choice. You're in charge of your city, not Donald Trump. You're in charge of your state, not Donald Trump. If you decided that you are going to back the looters and the rioters and not back the people in those cities that just want to be safe, fine. No federal funding for you. And on that note, I think we're going to wrap this one up. You guys have a good day. Stay safe. Stay alive. Get a gun. Get a gun. Be careful. I'm going to say this. Uh, to both sides. To the average American who just wants to go back to work and be safe getting from point A to point B, be careful. There are people out there that would hurt you simply for not agreeing or simply because of the color of your skin. And on the other side of it, BLM, Antifa, all of the mayors that want to dismantle their police departments, be careful. Be careful of what you ask for, because you might just get it. Y'all have a good day. Keep watching the news. Keep watching the news. Keep reading from several sources. Keep reading from every source that you can read, because what the mainstream media is doing right now is the largest misinformation movement this country has ever seen. You have to understand who the people are in media that you can trust. Read several different platforms, several different websites, several different organizations, and flex that brain muscle, man. Because what they're telling you isn't true. Y'all have a good day. Y'all be safe. And man, let's just come together as a country. Let's just come together as a country again. Stop listening to Democrats. Stop listening to liberals. They are, man, they're not on your side. They're not on your side. They want a race war. But I digress. I'm going to go. You all have a good day. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And there's going to be more videos like this. I'm going to probably be doing a lot more videos like this. Just to get them out there, just to let you know what's happening, and just to get this stuff off of my mind because it's driving me crazy. Y'all have a good day. I will talk to you later.